Well, hello and welcome everyone to Tarot Tuesday. I hope you're doing well. So come on in. We're doing live Tarot Tuesdays here in YouTube. And I do ask that you at least subscribe to get a free reading with me, or be on my email list or something, right? So it's a nice energy exchange, a fair one. So I like to get started every week with the tarot card of the week, because there's always a really nice big spiritual lesson behind the tarot card, right? So this week I pulled the Strength card. Here it is. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Charlene Murphy. I am an intuitive empath and the creator of Enchanted Empath. Welcome. And I am really lit up to serve and to remind people of their inner brilliance. That's what it's all about here. So go ahead and chime in with your questions. I already have a couple on board that I'm going to answer. And then as we go along, I will get to you as well. So first of all, let's talk about the Strength card. The tarot is just one of the best spiritual tools ever. It speaks to the wisdom of the human condition, the good, the bad, and the ugly. It covers all the aspects, all the archetypes, um, the daily grind, all of it. So this card happens to be one of the major arcana cards, which talks about one of the major milestones or the big lessons that we learn. And the Strength card, if you notice all the yellow here, reflects the solar plexus energy, which all of us have. And it's that energy center that comes from the middle of our belly, our strength, our personal power. Think lion, think sun, think all of that summer energy, that go get 'em energy, right? And this card, the wisdom of this card says that we could most definitely come from a place of brute force, like the lion, and we can win at all costs and rip people to shreds to get what we want. But the higher wisdom is this graceful, more feminine energy that comes from a place of an inner quiet, a knowing, a stillness, a knowing that we don't have to win at all costs and that there is enough for everybody at the top. So there is a sense of abundance mindset, not a competitive mindset. It's a more generous place. It's still strong. It's not weak. It's not being a doormat. It's being strong in your own values. It's running your own race. It's not having to beat somebody down to get your way, right? And so I was thinking about people in our current culture who might benefit from tapping into the energy and the wisdom of the Strength card, because it really just speaks to a win-win for everyone, right? Coming from a more higher place. So anyway, that is the card for the day. I did have some other thoughts about it earlier when I was thinking about it when I was getting ready for today's Tarot Tuesday. I had some really good one-liners. I wish I wrote them down, but I completely forgot. So that's why I keep a journal, everybody. Keep a journal. But so when you're tempted this week to blurt things out and to use your words harshly, or you feel that energy rising up in you where you're just like, oh, you want to strike. Remember this card and redirect your energy and ask yourself, Who's going to win if I do that? If you add more gasoline to the fire, what's going to happen? The fire is just going to get bigger. It's not going to put the fire out. It's just going to make it worse. So somebody, some adult in the room has to kind of walk away, and then you can navigate yourself, take care of yourself according to your own values, according to whatever you need to do to take care of yourself in your own privacy, in your own way. So it's like, all right, when people show you who they are and they might trigger you, push your buttons, really, really piss you off and get you to that place. And they might just be doing it on purpose as well. Think about that. Are you going to give them your power? Or are you going to stand in your strength and not give them your power? Which one of those is more strong to you? I'm kind of rebellious, so I don't like giving my people my power if I can help it. And I can always help it, right? 95% of the time I can help it. Maybe 90. Maybe I'm giving myself too much credit. But afterwards, we can always think about it and then take our power back and redistribute power and energy and all that good stuff. But in the moment, right? So, this is a matter of practicing and practicing and practicing how we respond to situations that might be challenging to us so that we don't continue to step in this and give our power away, giving all the power to the people who are the most loud, the most obnoxious. Oh, here it was. This is what I was thinking about. I was thinking about in Shakespeare times, so I used to be an English teacher. In the Shakespeare times, and then in circuses and in theater and modern day back then, we always had jesters and clowns and people to entertain the crowds during intermission so that the real actors and the real people with the real power behind the scenes could transition between sets, between scenes, and build the sets and put the scenes together and all that stuff. So it's like the loud, obnoxious people with the bullhorns and the most, dun 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 dun, dun, the people who were the loudest, trying to distract the crowds, were just that. They were just a distraction while the real stuff was going on behind the scenes. So I was thinking about that and I thought, just keep that in mind as you're watching the events of the world unfold. Wink, wink, right? And maybe pull the screen back and see what's really going on behind the scenes. And then, of course, this applies to your own life as well. Like, what's really happening when somebody is trying to take your power, gaslight you, all those other things, trigger you, etc. So it's always wiser to remember this card and to step back and ask, wait a minute, what's really going on? How am I going to respond to this? I'm going to stay in my grace. I'm going to stay in my lane and I'm going to observe and I'm going to see what this clown or what this distraction or what all this noise is really about. And then I will calculate my moves, with more information as I go forward, using my intuition, tapping into the energy, and not just reacting, because a lot of times that's what the distractions, the clowns, the people who are the loudest want, right? So keep this in mind moving forward. Dealing with people who are difficult, dealing with people who tend to trigger you, dealing with people who are the most loud, who are the attention seekers, the attention getters, and all of that. These could be people in your own life. These could be people in your external world. So just pay attention to how you respond and muster up this part of yourself and become a really good observer instead of a reactor, right? And then you can respond according according to your values and what is best for you, right? Okay, so that's the card of the day. I hope that resonates. If that makes any sense to anybody, type something in the chat. I would love to hear your response to that. Okay, so let's go ahead and dig into the um, the requests, the tarot requests for today. I can't stop looking at my hair. It looks very 80s or 90s today. I don't know what the heck's going on. Okay, anyway, Melody uh, reached out to me this morning. She's one of my community members. She reached out and she said, "Good morning, Charlene. I'm a teacher and I have to miss your lives because I'm still teaching it too. Unfortunately, I have so many questions though. I guess the one that I would like clarification on the most is, will I be teaching again next year, or will I be able to find a career that I'm happy and destined to be in? And what career will that be?" Melody. Okay, well that's a few questions, and I really want to look into this for Melody because I can relate. I was a teacher myself, and my heart goes out to all the teachers out there, especially now. This is a really crunchy time to be a teacher. Ouch. So definitely thank you for your service. And I don't say that in jest, I say that in all seriousness. It's a tough time. It's always been a tough time to be a teacher. The pay's always just been so miserable. Um, the ROI has always just been ridiculous. But and then throw in gun violence, throw in all. Anyway, the list is endless. So let's find some solutions for Melody and see what Spirit has to say about next year for you. Okay. I know that a lot of this, Melody, has to do with what you want to manifest, and I know that you have the ability to manifest whatever it is that you want, and so I would love to help you with that if that is something that you would be interested in. And if you are, reach out to me. But let's see what Spirit has to say, because you know that your destiny really is up to you. But according to the current energies, let's see what the tarot says. Let's see what Spirit says. Let's see just what comes up. Okay. Okay. So, Melody, we're going to talk about teaching next year. Question number one: am I going to be teaching? I'm going to just fill this out. Am I going to be in the same place doing the same thing next year? Okay. Let's open this up for Mel, because I have a pretty good idea that that is the question that you are asking. Okay, Melody, I get the Hierophant and the Knight of Swords. So with the Hierophant, I really get that you are putting on all the stops, all the brakes. You're going, whoa, 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 wait a minute, wait a minute. I've been playing by the rules. I've been going by the book. I've been doing it your way. I've been doing everything according to how I should be living my life, and being the good girl, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And you're just like, I'm done. Get out of my way. And there's this big energy coming up with you, with this Knight of Swords energy, that I can be, do, and have whatever the heck I want. And so there's this huge surge of energy rising up in you, knowing that there is a brighter future for you, and you can create that, and you can do something very different. I quit teaching, gosh, it's been years. It's been over 20 years. And the deal is, Melody, is that I think most of us who go into teaching most definitely are archetypal teachers. We're here to teach. But just because we're here to teach doesn't mean we have to do it in a traditional venue. I'm still doing it. It's just that the venue has changed. And now my venue is much more aligned with who I am, right? And so I just want to give you words of encouragement. Don't be afraid of the venue changing and all of this these feelings that you're feeling of get me out of here. I can feel you. I can feel your I can feel your energy saying, get me out of here, Mr. Wizard, And I know that the universe is always responding to us, responding to you and your desire to get you out of there. And so trust that the universe is working behind the scenes to open the right doors and all the right people to show you the possibilities that you get to choose, right? I don't think it's destiny. I don't think it's fate. I think you have an archetype and a core and the things that you love and light you up, and you get to decide because you have free will. And so now that you're asking, oh, what's behind door number 1, 2, and 3? Get me out of here. The universe is going to show you options. And so then you get to choose those options based on what lights you up. That's the tricky part. I don't want you making options based on fear, bills, all that other stuff. Now you're moving into that phase of your life where you get to make those options based on what really flips your switch. Let's pull some more cards for you. Okay, so will you be able to find a career that you are happy with? I don't want to say destined to be in because that is your choice. But absolutely, there's a new energy coming up. The good girl is saying goodbye. She's leaving the building. Let's talk about what's your core? What are you about? What does Spirit say that Melody is about as far as the career or the potential careers that could be? Okay, so that way, when you open this up, your brain, your RAS, your reticular activating system, all of this stuff is just going to start seeing all the potentials. So your mind, your body, your spirit, all of it's going to start picking it up. Your intuition, all of the bits and pieces, the practical and the magical is going to start to see the open doors, the open opportunities. Okay, so let's talk about potentials. Who is this woman? What is she about? What can she do? Okay. All right. Okay, so I see the King of Pentacles. One of the things that I pick up about you, Melody, is that you really like the good things in life. I see that you are creative. I see that you enjoy prosperity, making money, business. And so I can see you being a business owner, going into business for yourself. That's what the King of Pentacles is all about. So there's a lot of ownership here. Don't let that freak you out, okay? I was an English teacher. I didn't know anything about business, but that didn't stop me. I did it anyway, and then I just kept figuring it out as I went along as I was in service. The universe is really gentle and kind like that. It will just continue to show every little step as you go along in faith, right? It also, yeah, this is that card, the Page of Swords. It's like, okay, you're going to be a newbie in this. It's going to be new. You're the freshman, figuring things out, trying on new things, reading, studying, getting excited about new things. So now you're going to be the student. So absorb, absorb, absorb business ideas and concepts and being an entrepreneur. I remember watching Shark Tank and stuff like that back in the day, just so I can start understanding some basic language, right? I still watch Shark Tank. I love that. I like to watch anything business oriented. And even if I still don't understand some of the terminologies, which I don't, I like the energy of seeing people kicking ass and succeeding and coming up with new ideas and owning their lives and taking back their own time and energy. It just anything that keeps you afloat is going to be good for you, right? And then I also get the Devil card. And so I'm seeing that maybe you can work with people in the field of maybe addiction or working with um codependency or people who are just having a hard time with struggling. But I see this as being an addiction card, and helping people figure a few things out who are still in a place of struggle. I don't get that this is you, because I see that this is definitely a story of, okay, let's get into business. Let's learn the hows, and then let's help the people who are still struggling with these things. Um, so you'll have to let me know if that applies, if that makes any sense to you. Again, I would love, love, love to help you in this process. It's a very exciting time. So even as crappy as this feels for you to be in a place that you're not really enjoying or wanting to be, trust me when I say you need that contrast right now, because what it's doing, it's honing your point of attraction to a place that is making you so unstoppably magnetic to the next thing. Like you are clear that you don't want to be there anymore. And so the universe is going, okay, let's get her out, guys. Let's open those doors for her. Let's take her on this journey to the next thing. She's serious. Because when we're ambivalent, we get more ambivalence. That's the worst place we can possibly be. And so these contrasty, shitty situations are the ones that really help us get to the next level. They help us get to the breakthroughs. All right. So there we go. All righty. So Cheryl is here. And Cheryl, you are the next one that I'm reading for, actually. Cheryl says, love teachers and thank you for your commitment to your youth. Absolutely. Yes. Teachers rock. And maybe there's another thing that you can still work with the young kids. Maybe that's why that Page of Swords was there as well in that reading. Let me pull one last card for you, though, Melody. And then Cheryl, you're next. And I'll do it in depth for you as well. Okay. All right, Melody, Melody, Melody. Last message from Spirit, different deck. Okay, let's see. This is the Fire Guardian, and this is from Kyle Gray's Angels and Ancestors. And I'm not going to read this, but it has the message on it. Is ignite your passion. So this is a time for you to follow that nagging feeling, and know that it's here to serve you. It is your guidepost, it's your GPS, and to follow that and ignite your passion. Like, what is it that turns you on? Like, if money weren't an issue, if knowledge wasn't an issue, if none of that mattered, what would you do? What would you do? Because guess what? You can do it. Spirit will help you find a way. There's nothing is impossible with spirit. And Michael Beckwith says, out of nothing and out of nowhere, how does it go? Out of nothing and out of nowhere, anything is possible. Anything comes, right? I just butchered the heck out of it. But you get the gist of it. Okay, Cheryl, you are next. Okay, so Cheryl says, with the passing of my stepdad, can Spirit tell me if he is at peace and if there is anything I need to know in moving forward in support of my mom? Thanks, Charlene. Okay, absolutely. Okay, passing with stepdad. All right, let's see. Let's tap into stepdad. I want to pull the ancestor card first with him after I just kind of tap in and take his pulse real quick. See if he wants to show up. I got to shuffle real quick. Okay, let's check into stepdad. Okay. All right. So here's the image that I get, Cheryl. You're going to have to tell me if I'm on the right track or not. I get a really, really he takes very good care of himself. I get a I see a guy out there golfing. I see him coiffed. I see him take well, just well mannered, well taken care of, very conservative, um, very kind, very really good manners, taking care of, putting his wife on a pedestal, old school gentleman like that. But kind of cool in a modern way as well, right? So he's got a little bit of edge. Is that him? Would you let me know if I have the right person? And very handsome. I have to add that. Um, okay. If that's not him, I really like this person. Okay, so Cheryl says, so on point. All right. Okay. Yeah, he is just he loves life and he's just continuing to love life. He's out and about. He is taking care of people. So I'm feeling, of course, I'm just still in this 3 or 4 or 5 dimensional world, right? We only know what we know, and I don't pretend to know it all. But what I feel and what I sense is that when they're on the other side, it feels like they can go in and out of realities or dimensions really easy, or even be simultaneous places at once. I'm not exactly sure, but I feel that he is so connected with your mom, and he's still that caregiver and the not caregiver, caretaker. He's like the provider, the caretaker, he dotes, he's a doter. He still is. And I see him just being, and he's kind of romantic too. I can see him whispering in her right ear. So ask her if she gets little messages, and it feels like it's in one of her ears. Um, and it feels kind of sexy, not gonna lie. And so he feels romantic, and he feels like he's just still in that same like he was when he was here. Like he just doted on her and he adored her, and he continues to. And I sense that she still feels him. So ask her if she does, because it would be really curious. He had cancer though, so I'm not sure if that falls into him taking care of himself. Okay, I will. But did he play golf? He looked like he took care of himself. You know, a lot of golfers, I don't know if they drink, they smoke, but they look good. They just look good. They may do all kinds of bad habits on the side that we're not aware of, but they all look like they take good care of themselves. And I used to date one of those, so I kind of know the type. Yeah. Okay, and so, yeah, he's in a good place. He's in a really good place. He's in peace. Uh, and then let's ask about supporting mom, and I know he's there supporting mom as well. And let's ask about how Cheryl can support mom. Cheryl, I just feel like you're already really on point, using your phrase, in helping your mom. Um, I feel like she's good. I think you're doing all that you need to, that all that is expected of you, and then some. So I think that you go above and beyond, and he's just showing me that you are taking excellent care, and more so than the average person would be. So I think you can give yourself a little break with all of that, and know that it's all just right. It's all just right. Let me pull some cards for you, Cheryl, and see what Spirit has to say as well. Uh, in case I'm missing something, in case he's not, we're just missing something, like taking care of yourself, maybe. I kind of suspect that a little bit, but let's see. Okay. Cheryl, what other messages are for Cheryl? Okay. All right. Yeah. Okay. So what spirit is showing me here with this card is that you're always good to go. You're the person to call when there's an emergency, or we need a babysitter. We need this, we need that. You're the person, you're just going to drop everything and show up. And it's a really amazing quality to have. It's really nice. Um, and you'll even fight other people's battles. You're kind of like the backbone for a lot of people. And then what I'm seeing here is in some situation, and it might be work. So this is outside of your mom situation. I'm feeling is that there is a situation for you in particular, Cheryl, that spirit is bringing to our attention, that is saying that maybe instead of fighting this person's battle, because I really feel like you're advocating for somebody who maybe doesn't deserve it, and to walk away from this situation. And it does feel work related to me. Yeah, it does feel like it's work related. And then I see that as you do that and you take care of yourself, and I knew this was coming for you because I was feeling that was like she's taking care of other people. She's invested in being like the dorm mom, like the caretaker of other people, the office manager. You know what I'm trying to say here. But when you stop doing that and really focus on just yourself, you're going to have some internal spiritual healing to let go of these things, so that you can really just let it go. Because I feel like it's stressful for you. It's too much. You do it anyway because you just go to the nth mile for people. But I don't feel that this person deserves it, or kind of maybe respects it. Maybe it's on the manipulative side. And so this is just about like giving up the battle, just like, okay, I'm done. I'm good. You can just fight for yourself now. You can handle it. I'm going to just walk away from this so you can just handle this yourself. So, my big question is, who are you who are you advocating for, or doing more work for, than they are themselves? You are carrying more than they are, and it's time to let them carry their own baggage, and you take care of yourself. Okay. All right. So Cheryl says it can be very stressful, and I will try to figure out who that person is. Well, I guess it's a good sign that it's not coming right to your head. So it doesn't, so it's clearly not a dangerous situation or anything like that. Might be a family situation though too, like somebody that you're just doing more work for than they are for themselves. I see that I can do that a lot with my own son, where he doesn't go grocery shopping for himself. And even though he has his own income and he has all this other stuff, we're just used to being moms, so we just do all the stuff, and we just do all the grocery shopping, we do all the feeding, we do all the cooking, we do all the cleaning. And it's like, hey, wait a minute, wait a minute, wait a minute, right? So it could be as simple as that, but it's one of those imbalances of energy going on there, right? Whoops. Okay, it looks like I'm back. I don't know what is happening here, but I got disconnected the last couple of weeks and I didn't even realize it. And again, all right, so Cheryl, let's pull one more card, and then I think I'm going to go ahead and just call it a day and try to figure out what is going on with this live stream. So I'll go ahead and pull a card from the Kyle Gray Angels and Ancestors, see what additional message we have for you. Hopefully you're still here. Okay. Let's see for Cheryl. Okay, interesting. You have the same one that um, Melody got. We have the Fire Guardian, Ignite Your Passion. So we have that, Ignite Your Passion. So if there's something that is dulling your spirit, let's crank it up. And you know what helps with that is definitely the seasons. I'm a very seasonal person. I know that my passion starts to really pop in the spring. And then you also have Protection Guardian, drop your shields. So anything that you are protecting yourself from, to drop your shield. It's interesting because the other message was to walk away. But I guess, when we're walking away, we are dropping our shield. We're just like, man, I'm not playing anymore. Okay. So hopefully these messages are helpful for you. And oh, yeah, I wanted to let everybody know that uh, y- I have a printable that is really super helpful for you in my website. Let me pull up. Oh gosh, I think everything disappeared. Ah, never mind. It's it's at my website, charlenemurphy.com// printables. And it is a free download for the tarot spread cheat sheet. It's got the Celtic cross, and it's got 4 pages of all kinds of different spreads that you can use, so that you can ask really good questions for yourself, doing tarot spreads for you, your friends, and get super deep, valuable insights for yourself. All right, guys. So that's it for today. I hope this was useful and helpful, and I hope that it served you. Well, until I see you next time, take excellent care of yourself, and be kind to yourself and others. All right. Until then, peace.